Savitri. Book 2. The Book of the Traveler of the Worlds. Canto 13. In the Self of Mind. Page 285. Fifth line. And ignorance on an uneasy throne, travestied with a fortuitous sovereignty, a figure of knowledge garbed in dubious words, and tinsel thought forms brightly inadequate. A laborer in the dark dazzled by half-light, what it knew was an image in a broken glass. What it saw was real, but its sight untrue. All the ideas in its vast repertory were like the mutterings of a transient cloud that spent itself in sound and left no trace. A frail house hanging in uncertain air, the thin ingenious web round which it moves, put out a while on the tree of the universe, and gathered up into itself again, was only a trap to catch life's insect food, winged thoughts that flutter fragile in brief light, but dead once captured in fixed forms of mind, aims puny but looming large in man's small scale, flickers of imagination's brilliant gauze, and cobweb-wrapped beliefs alive no more. The magic hut of built-up certitudes, made out of glittering dust and bright moonshine, in which it shrines its image of the real, collapsed into the nescience whence it rose. Only a gleam was there of symbol facts that shroud the mystery lurking in their glow, and falsehoods based on hidden realities by which they live until they fall from time. Our mind is a house haunted by the slain past, ideas soon mummified, ghosts of old truths, God's spontanities, tied with formal strings and packed into drawers of reason's trim bureau, a grave of great lost opportunities, or an office for misuse of soul and life, and all the waste man makes of heaven's gifts, and all his squanderings of nature's store, a stage for the comedy of ignorance. The world seemed a long aeonic failure scene. All sterile grew No base was left secure. Assailed by the edge of the convicting beam, the builder reason lost her confidence in the successful slate and turn of thought that makes the soul the prisoner of a phrase. Its highest wisdom was a brilliant guess, its mighty structured signs of the worlds, a passing light on being's surfaces. There was nothing there but a schema drawn by sense, a substitute for eternal mysteries, a scrawl figure of reality, a plan, an elevation by the architect word imposed upon the semblances of time. Existence, self was shadowed by a doubt. Almost it seemed a lotus leaf afloat on a nude pool of cosmic nothingness. This great spectator and creator mind was only some half-seen delegate, a veil that hung between the soul and life, an idol, not the living body of God. Even the still spirit that looks upon its works was some pale front of the unknowable, a shadow seen the wide and witness self, its liberation and immobile calm, a void recoil of being from time-made things, not the self-vision of eternity. Deep peace was there, but not the nameless force. Our sweet and mighty mother was not there, who gathers to her bosom her children's lives, her clasp that takes the world into her arms in the fathomless rapture of the infinite, the bliss that is creation's splendid grain, or the white passion of God ecstasy that laughs in the blaze of the boundless heart of love. A greater spirit than the self of mind must answer to the questioning of his soul. For here was no firm clue and no sure road. High climbing pathways ceased in the unknown. An artist's sight constructed the beyond in contrary patterns and conflicting hues. A part experience fragmented the whole. He looked above, but all was blank and still. A sapphire firmament of abstract thought escaped into a formless vacancy. He looked below, but all was dark and mute. A noise was heard between of thought and prayer, a strife, a labor without end or pause, a vain and ignorant seeking raised its voice, a rumor and a moment and a call, a foaming mass, a cry innumerable, rolled ever upon the ocean surge of life, along the coast of mortal ignorance. On its unstable and enormous press, beings and forces, forms, ideas like waves, jostle for figure and supremacy, and rose and sank and rose again in time. And at the bottom of the sleepless stair, a nothingness, parent of the struggling worlds, a huge creator, death, a mystic void, forever sustaining the irrational cry, forever excluding the supernal word, motionless, refusing question and response, reposed beneath the voices and the march, the dim inconscience, dumb incertitude. Two firmaments of darkness and of light opposed their limits to the Spirit's walk. It moved, wheeled in from self's infinity, in a world of beings and momentary events, where all must die to live, and live to die. Immortal by renewed mortality, it wandered in the spiral of its acts, or ran around the cycles of its thought, yet was no more than its original self, and knew no more than when it first began. To be was a prison, extinction the escape. End of Canto 13.